What is value? Value is not the same as quality. Quality can be thought of as minimum acceptable value. Value is a ratio of getting to costing, per John Gaspari. Value is what the customer feels and acts on. Value is the relative worth, utility, or importance of something. If something of value is taken away, the customer notices. James Womack described lean thinking as having two dimensions: reduce waste and increase customer value. Increasing the second dimension, customer value, is the real lean upside. I'd completed many lean projects in my work career before I experienced the real lean upside. Like most, I knew the value of reducing process waste went way beyond reducing direct and in some cases indirect labor cost. I rarely, if ever, however, saw the people who met with the customer, let alone the customer themselves. I had yet to learn that increasing customer value was the real lean upside. Doing so grows the business at a sustained, if not increased, profit margin. Before you can attempt to add additional value at work, you must first define the term value itself. Customer service expert John Gaspari provides a simple yet effective definition that I know I've used for at least 25 years. He states that value is what you get for what something costs you. Your organization pays you wages and gives you benefits, and they expect to get something in return. What do they expect to get? Answering this question will help you define value from your organization's perspective. This question can similarly be applied to your other customer groups to determine what services of yours they consider to be value. An alternative way of looking at this is to consider what service, if I quit providing it, would they miss the most? Current non-value-added tasks and behaviors can be defined this way as well. To do this, ask yourself, what service, if I quit doing it, would they not even miss? Are any of the tasks you regularly perform non-value added? The manner in which you perform your current job adds some degree of value. The question is not, do I add value or not? Instead, you should ask, how consistently do I provide the level of value my customers expect? And how much more value can I provide each day? As the days go by, you should seek out ways of providing more and more value to both yourself and your customers. You can do this by making personal behavior changes and by learning new skills. How value added are the services and products you provide to your customers? Who determines value? As the diagram shows, 4 different groups can be involved with determining the value of a process. In each case, the value definition could be different. Too many organizations operate day in and day out without having a very good pulse on the satisfaction levels of their customers. The prevailing management practice is to become very proficient at complaint resolution, as opposed to minimizing the potential for complaints in the first place. That's the focus of this workbook. We also fool ourselves into thinking we know what the customer wants, instead of asking and observing our different customer groups regularly through a variety of listening posts. In turn, we often impose our own value standards on our customers. If it's good enough for me, it must be good enough for them. If we spend limited time benchmarking the best, we don't have a complete perspective of the product or service differences between good, great, and outstanding from the customer's perspective. This is one reason we have waste in our processes. We do what we think needs to be done instead of asking the customer. We adopt habits from the past and fail to question their relevance and effectiveness in today's marketplace, even though it's highly likely that both the customer segments and the requirements of those segments have changed since product or service introduction. In a lean workplace, each action and decision is questioned through the lens of the customer's eyes. If we start doing something new or stop doing something we have been doing for years, would the customer care? Would they even notice? Keep in mind that value definitions between groups of people will differ to some degree, and sometimes a lot. You will need to come up with a working definition that best meets the expectation of all of your customers, including yourself. Remember that you will learn to use this definition on an ongoing basis to assess each belief that you hold, each behavior that you act out, and each task you perform on the job. If I stop doing this, would the customer notice? How much value does the customer place in the action I am performing? Become aware of the different definitions. Form a composite one and begin using it regularly. How do you define product and service value?